Catch a Vibe with Big Hass, only on Pulse 95.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace and love, everybody, and welcome to another week of Catch a Vibe and another episode. We've actually reached episode number 35. Man, oh man. Incredible singers, songwriters, musicians, music enthusiasts on the show. If you've missed any episode, Catch a Vibe airs every Saturday and Sunday, obviously from 9 to 10 p.m. But all our episodes are available on YouTube and also streaming platforms. Shout out to all the musicians. Seriously, I say this nearly every other show. It rejuvenates me to get to know them, to humanize the artists, and to understand their writing process, their music process, their journey. Because at the end of the day, it's all a journey, and it's incredible for Pulse 95 Radio to give me this platform for me to be able to document as well and highlight and give a safe space as well for performers and singers and artists to speak. Today's guest, ladies and gentlemen, is he captivates me. He is such a hard worker and very passionate about what he does. I've never reached out to him asking for something related to music, and he is always down to work, always down to play, always down to perform. Singer, songwriter, a storyteller. What's incredible about him is he has still yet to kind of release officially his kind of debut record. But he's been, when you say his name in the music community in the UAE, you know, he's been at it for quite some time. So I want to know from him, obviously in this sit down, the reasons why, and obviously when is he going to dropping, his original, if he's writing his own original, because I think it's truly important. Singer, songwriter, Ramzinho, we're going to say, hello, man. How are you?
Good, man. Good. Such a pleasure to be on here with you tonight. Thank you so much for having me. And honestly, what an intro. Made me blush.
Look, I think the captivating part is, I came here to the UAE 2016, and mashallah, I've got to know you ever since, I think. And you're one hard-working, individual for sure. So your story with music, and this is why I like asking this question, because everyone has a different story. For some people, music called them. For some others, like they ran after music. How was your intro to music? And, what inspired you to get into it in the first place?
Well, that's a tough one to answer, because there's when my music journey started, but also there's when my songwriting journey started, and they're two very different parts.
Take
of my
me how
life.
the music started.
So the music started around the age of 8.
Okay.
I took piano for a couple of years. I had a lovely teacher. Her name was Venus Farra. But
shout out, Venus Farra.
Shout out. Wallah, she was the beginning of everything for me. But sadly, she retired 2 years into my piano lessons, and I never found anyone I could be comfortable around. So I kind of dropped that. Age of 10, age of 12, 13, I picked up the guitar.
Wow.
And
so wait, one second. What made you, why the guitar? Like, what was it about the guitar that made you, okay, let's go?
So YouTube was relatively new around that time.
Correct.
And I really loved the Red Hot Chili Peppers and Guns N' Roses.
Ooh.
Very different styles, I know.
Yeah.
But I absolutely loved them. And I would just go on YouTube, and my thing, and it's still my thing, is I don't care much about music videos. I love live performances.
Oh, wow.
And I'd just be watching their live gigs, sometimes a full concert, sometimes just specific songs I like. And
you're learning.
Yes, sir. But you see, for me, I would see John Frusciante from the Red Hot Chili Peppers and how he'd be on stage. Same thing with Slash. I'm like, oof, I want to be those guys. And it was always, I just want to be the guitarist.
At this point, where were you? And you're obviously Lebanese. Are you Lebanon or here?
No, born and raised in Dubai, so I was here at the time.
Okay.
And so, a few months of watching those videos and just that desire would grow in me, and I saved up enough money. I bought myself a guitar.
Wow.
I only took 4 or 5 lessons with Kamal Musallam, who was just on the show.
Yes.
Yeah,
he was on the show.
couple of weeks ago,
another
right?
legend, yeah.
Amazing guy. We're still in touch. I love bumping into him. But yeah, I had those 4 or 5 lessons with Kamal, and then I just kept at it on my own. Wasted no time. Found a few friends in school. We formed a band.
What school were you?
I was in Lycée Georges Pompidou. I was in the French school.
Yeah, parlez français.
Okay. Français, ouais.
Okay, amazing. What's the band?
It was called Cold Wired.
Oh, Cold Wired. Yeah.
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 I mean, yeah, wow.
Yeah, it's
I've heard the name.
Yeah. Active from, was it 2003, 2004 to 2008?
Wow.
Yeah. And then university, we all split ways. And that's when I kind of started my solo journey.
So before we get into that, it's interesting. Okay, so it was you mainly watching, obviously, artists like, Red Hot Chili Peppers, and stuff like that got you into it. But what was it about them that led you? Like, okay, you looked at this guitarist. What was it about the guitar? Like, is it, for example, the way they were on stage?
Man, yeah, that energy on stage.
Power, okay.
Is just, you don't see that anywhere. Those guys are like fully absorbed into what they're doing. They've got tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people in the crowd watching them. And they're just having the time of their lives. They're having the time of their lives. And it's just a beautiful thing.
And you know what's interesting? Obviously, you saw that and it impacted you as a young man. It impacted you. You took matters into your own hands. Bought your own guitar. That's incredible. And then obviously took lessons and then bam. That's very interesting. Would you say your songwriting started when you went solo, or was that before?
Just a bit before.
Wow.
Just a bit before. At that point in my life, and this is, honestly, I'm going to give full credits to the singer of our band. As a 15, 16-year-old, this guy was writing songs and lyrics, that were far beyond his age.
Inspired you?
Really inspired me. And through him, I started paying attention to lyrics. And then that kind of trickled into all the other bands and musicians I would listen to. And then for me, it became very important that if there's not a good set of lyrics associated to a great piece of music, I can't listen to that song.
Oof.
Yeah, it's become for me very lyrically driven because
it's a cool mindset to have, especially for somebody who plays like alternative rock or rock, because lyrics are so associated with hip hop right now in terms of it's just deep and very interesting that you have this mentality.
Man, because it's funny, in the end, we all kind of go through the same things and we all kind of feel the same way about certain things, and really just hearing someone sing about it can either help you through it or make you feel better about
Facts.
it, right? And so that kind of also became my purpose with my songwriting.
Wow.
Yeah.
But that was early on then.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got to know kind of Ramzinho in a way. And before we take a short break, I'm gonna put you on the spot as well. The name Ramzinho came in place when?
So
you used to go by.
I used to just go by Ramzi.
Ramzi, okay.
Just go by Ramzi. The way Ramzinho came about, funnily enough, has nothing to do with music.
And has everything to do with?
Football. I was on the university football team. I used to live in Rome for 4 years.
Rome?
Yeah, in
wow.
Rome. And there was this really intimidating guy on our team called Ron, Albanian guy. Love that guy. One day, he's the kind of guy who yells at you on the pitch, right?
Is he in the team with you or against you?
With me. We were on the same team, and he wasn't afraid to call out any mistake.
Okay.
Right? And then there was just this one day where I guess I must have been playing really well, and he just threw out the name Ramzinho.
Wow.
And it stuck.
It
stuck within the team. Then it left the team and made its way through my friends.
Social network.
Yeah. And then when I moved back here, no one knew me as Ramzinho.
Yeah.
Right? And I would play music, go by the name Ramzi, and then it started getting a bit more serious. And I'm fully aware there's already a popular, well-known Ramzi. So I'm like, you know what? I want to bring that Rome into Dubai. You know, it was a place where I felt amazing and very confident. So why not bring that here with me? And so Ramzinho became my stage name.
Wow, Ramzinho. Cool. Yeah, I really like it. The fact it came from football as well. I'm going to put you on the spot, Ramzinho.
All right, sir.
Since you don't have original music out yet, and we talk about original music up next, I want you to give me a name of a song we'll play right now of any artist you like, whether it's locally, regionally, internationally, it don't matter. We'll play their record right now. And it doesn't matter, obviously. What's cool about this is that some of the musicians have named some artists I'm not familiar with, and they got their first radio play ever in the UAE, and they felt like you were crazy. So any artist that you feel like, as long as it's clean, radio friendly, I got you.
All right, cool.
So I know it's a question on the spot, so think about it.
Oh, yeah. It is quite on the spot, but
it is.
You know what? Let's go with...
Yes, tough one.
Okay. Let's go with Be Myself by Parcels.
Oh, wow. Okay. I think I know this record.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
I'm sure you do.
Okay.
These guys, to me, they're individually and collectively the greatest musicians and like masters of their instruments.
Wow.
And bring them together, and it's quite the experience.
Amazing. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So that's coming up, ladies and gentlemen. Pulse 95 Radio. I'm with Ramzinho, a singer-songwriter, a storyteller, really, in the UAE. We got to know him, how he got into music and all. But right now, we're gonna get deeper into his songwriting and obviously his original music. We're gonna be right back. Keep it locked. It's Pulse 95.
Catch a vibe with Big Hass, only on Pulse 95.
Catch a Vibe on Pulse 95 Radio. It's your host, Big Hass. Catch a Vibe airs every Saturday and Sunday from 9 to 10 p.m. I want to shout out Sharjah Brokers Authority and Pulse 95 Radio for giving me this amazing honor. Today's guest is Ramzinho. He is a singer-songwriter, a storyteller. But I think what's incredible about the musicians and the artists I get is also when I get to know them on a personal level as well, I get to see their passion, obviously, to what they do and their heart. And I know a lot of people don't like to discuss musicians and artists. They want to see the art, but I like the human behind the artist. And Ramzi, I gotta say this, truly, I appreciate you as a human. No, seriously, I appreciate you as a human, and I have appreciation to each and every artist I've met, and each in their own way. But you have such a cool vibe about you. You're somebody that's truly passionate about this. So before we even talk about songwriting, I want to know from you, in what way you think music healed you? You get the hoop? Because I feel it did. Like with you specifically, with the vibe that you give out, even with the, from what I heard before and from your songwriting, music played a big role.
Yeah, listen, it first started with other people's music healing me until I found a way to heal myself through my own music. And that, I think, has been the greatest feeling, because I can't just write a song kind of in a thought out way or a mathematical way. It really needs to kind of just come. And it comes because it's the result of months, sometimes years of kind of holding this feeling inside and really trying to understand it. And once I do, it finds a way to just translate into a guitar part, a melody, lyrics, all three combined. And yeah, I feel with every single song I've written in, as far as I can remember, there's always been a period of healing that's followed. And I most recently, even just a month ago, this past year has been maybe the hardest year of my life. And especially this summer was, I probably went through my biggest trauma to date. And then the turning point was this new song I wrote.
The one that you're releasing hopefully soon.
No, that's coming way later. The one I'm releasing hopefully soon. Well, it's not hopefully. The one I'm releasing soon is, oh, that's a whole other story. It's called Give Me a Break.
Okay.
And when I wrote it, I genuinely felt I needed a break. But 2 years later, now that it's recorded,
Yeah.
and I'm listening to it now,
Yeah.
I was telling my producer Bailuni, I was telling him, man,
Shout
I feel my younger self wrote this song for me in present day.
Oof.
Yeah.
Okay, so listen, there's a lot of questions right here. First is how come you haven't dropped an original, although you have written, obviously you have songs written. So the question is, and I don't come in from a place of, because I know I've seen musicians, have music, but they haven't released it. Now, each to his or her own way. I'm asking you, as Ramzinho, what was it that stopped you from releasing, at least?
So there are a few things.
Okay.
At first, it was lack of belief in myself.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
When I got over that, it was a more of I need to do everything myself kind of thing.
Okay.
And that was 2 years of really trying and putting in so much time and effort into self-producing.
Here in this way, sorry to cut you off. Here, is it in you didn't like how you sounded, or were you like too hard on yourself?
A bit of both, and also lots of concern about what other people thought. So for example, a little anecdote. When I first moved back to Dubai, I used to frequent the open mic scene a lot.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And, I would see all the other musicians go up on stage, do a great job, come down, and like everyone would be like, oh, you sounded amazing. You have such a beautiful voice. Oh, you sing so well. I'd go up on stage and I'd come down and I'd get, oh, you're so good at the guitar. I'm like, that's not really what I want to hear, but thank you, I guess.
Interesting.
Okay.
So they kind of bigged you up on the playing, but didn't talk about like your songwriting or the
exactly.
or the voice. Okay.
Exactly.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Look, from one end, I feel like that. Yeah. I mean, look, الموسيقى أذواق, right? Like, so music is really just one of the subjective things. So I'm not sure. Did you see what they were saying? Like, did that one of the reasons that made you feel this way?
Listen, I know that's not how they meant it.
I get it. Yeah.
But for us artists, naturally 100%. Very sensitive,
100%,
right?
100%.
So we tend to like block out all the compliments and like look for
focus on the facts.
And the thing is, like, they didn't say anything negative. It's the fact that they didn't say something.
Didn't highlight it.
Right? Yeah. And you're like, maybe I should just stick to guitar? I don't know. But you know what? I love singing. I need singing.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't really have anyone else sing my own songs.
Yeah.
And also, I am very conscious of all the work I've put into my singing because I'm not born with a nice voice. It's really the result of...
You worked on it.
Yeah, I'm still working on it. But I've never worked as hard on anything as I have than on my singing. And, there have been victims to that. My poor parents, hearing me for hours at home. Or,
God bless.
Anyone who I think has listened to me.
No, but look.
For the first 12 years of my
the fact that you're saying this, I think there's also, from the lyrics that I've heard before, and there's a sense of vulnerability. So you, as also an Arab male artist, it takes a lot of, obviously a guts, and I appreciate that. I like that. And to each his or her own way kind of story as well. You have your own story, and you're writing your own story. I think, look, I don't know, devil's advocate. A lot of people, when they talk about songwriting, they talk about Ed Sheeran, for example, and he'd be the first one to say, "Hey, my voice is not the best, but I write really great." I mean, I think it's just the feeling. We're about to hear something from you right now, and people can obviously, vibe with it or not, depend on them. But I'm just saying, for me, it's the feeling, the emotion that you're trying to convey. With the record. So maybe those people that you met at these open mics, they connected with the guitar. Was these musicians that told you that, or fans? Because maybe musicians like, hey, great guitar, I need to have him play for me.
Yeah, no, I wish if it had come from a musician, I would have taken that really well.
Okay.
It's more members of the audience.
Okay. Very interesting. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't reach out to somebody and say, "Hey, nice guitar."
Right?
Like, yeah.
But here's the thing, and you touched on it. It's, you might not have the nicest voice, but it's the emotion you convey, right?
For me, Ramzinho, for me, that's where I connect with you.
100%, and that's really how I feel as well.
Yeah.
So at these open mics, for example, I'd be going there and playing covers, and it's really hard to convey any feeling when you're playing somebody else's song.
Facts.
Unless, it's a song you genuinely relate to. But in those cases, it's more about playing the songs that the people there know, just so that they could enjoy listening to you, right? So there's always been a stark difference when I go gigging somewhere. I always sneak in every set 1 or 2 originals, and those are the songs that get the best reception. Thank you.
Respect.
Those are the songs that get the best reception, and it's only later they found out that I'd be like, thanks, that was actually one of my songs.
Amazing.
And they're like, we could tell because
boom.
there was a difference in how you delivered.
I love that. Okay, so you got your guitar.
Yes, sir.
Is there a special story with this guitar or no? Or like...
This guitar...
specific guitar.
This guitar is actually possibly my least favorite guitar.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because for 2 reasons.
Okay.
For 2 reasons. It was bought out of pure necessity.
Okay.
I needed to play a New Year's Eve gig right outside Burj Khalifa. To me, that was like a big moment for me. And my regular guitar just seemed to have a problem that day. So,
and then boom.
Yeah, so went in there real quick, bought the first guitar I saw. It was a beautiful guitar.
Yeah.
But
how did that performance go?
It was just, it was just bought out of necessity.
Okay.
And so, like, it's hard
to feel emotions
with
it. Okay, I
first
get it.
of all.
Okay.
And second...
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, second is just when shortly after I bought this guitar, I kind of switched my act to electric-based.
Nice.
And so I don't really have that many memories with this, playing at a great show.
Gotcha.
Or, like... This guitar did not exist when I lived in Rome. The guitar I had in Rome will forever be like my favorite guitar. Like it's just a guitar with so many memories, so many like things attached to it.
No, I love that you said that because I think it makes a difference. The guitar that you have memories with, and stuff like that. Kind of, it's the philosophical elements of music. But okay, what can we hear right now? Like, what is it that you're about to play for? Oh, obviously, this is your record. It's not out yet, but it's one of them. What's it called and what's it about?
So, this is my newest record. I wrote it, must have been a month ago, tops. It is about a very beautiful and very short moment that really turned things around for me and kind of brought me out of a really dark place and kind of set me up for this past month of doing really well, alhamdulillah.
Oh, wow. I love that. See, that's a nice way to... Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Ramzinho on Pulse 95 Radio. Catch a vibe whenever you're ready, fam. Again, go follow him. This is his, obviously, original. Does it have a title or not yet?
It's got a title, but for the purpose of this radio show, we're going to call it Why Aren't You Here Tonight? Just to avoid any...
Someone to be like taking the title or something. I got you. Okay. Right. Ramzinho, take it away. Pulse 95 Radio.
You came back into my life and healed me by surprise. You managed to put a smile on this silly little face, and now you've gone outside a few miles from my eyes. And I don't think that I can bear the loneliness of you not being here tonight. Why are you here tonight? I want you by my side tonight. Tonight and every night. Spectacles upon your face, Adolescence was the phase. The last time that I saw you, before you disappeared without a trace. 26 and armed with grace, little firecracker of a babe. The coin fell through, I tucked you in. Oh, do you think of what could have been? Why are you here tonight? Won't you by my side tonight? Tonight and every night.
Okay.
Now lunge into my arms, knock me flat onto my back, like you did that one night when you looked in my eyes and said, damn. And I knew what that meant. Yeah, you knew what that meant. We both knew what that meant. Why are you here tonight? Won't you by my side tonight? Tonight and every night. Tonight and every night.
Hey.
Thank you very much.
Dude. Yo, see? So it's a respect. It's interesting that you're saying that this was like a short moment that impacted your It's really nice. And now obviously you documented it with a record. It's really, and see, ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the examples of like songwriting. So you could see this is obviously something that you went through and it impacted you in a certain way. You decided to write a song about it. I connected with that record. I didn't go through the same experience, but I connected with that record a lot. I really like it, and I still have a lot of questions about you not releasing your own, like seriously, in terms of like and we'll talk about that up next. People forget. We live in a world where everything is clutter. You have like, I don't know, millions of records released maybe every single day or something like that. So, or week. So because I'm a fan of you, I want you to, start dropping these records because it's a journey. But yeah, we talked a little bit about that. We're going to continue the conversation with Ramzinho right now. Let's hear, I'm not sure if you're familiar with this artist. His name is Mish'al Tamr. I'll make you hear his music. He just released a record called Painful Paradise. Okay. And what's cool about this, Ramzinho, and I think you'd appreciate this, Mish'al is Saudi Ecuadorian. Oof. And he just finished touring with One Republic.
All right.
See there, he's obviously a young kid. Touring with One Republic, just for the people who are listening, how big of a deal that is to tour, not to open for, tour with them as One Republic.
Huge.
Yeah.
That's huge.
It is a big deal. So he just finished that, and to top it all, you know the game Assassin's Creed?
Yes, sir.
He has the feature song with One Republic, Mirage, Assassin's Creed Mirage. So, yeah, I'm telling you. And I'll tell you his story. It's incredible. So he was very passionate, continuous to do this. So let's listen to Painful Paradise by Mish'al Tamr, and we'll be right back. I am with singer-songwriter Ramzinho. Ladies and gentlemen, Pulse 95 Radio.
Catch a vibe with Big Hass, only on Pulse 95.
Only on Pulse 95 Radio, Sharjah's first and only English radio station. Obviously, catch a vibe. Pulse's first and only music-dedicated radio show. It's been just really incredible, and I hope we reached 100, 500, 1,000 episodes really of just interviewing and getting to know these incredible artists. I am with a singer-songwriter based in the UAE. His name is Ramzinho, and we just heard him obviously perform one of his originals. Before we even go further, Ramzinho, I want to see your reaction when I play this. Let me see if you know this record.
Listen, this is an intro to a song. This is a live jam between Flea and John Frusciante, and they're going into one of their songs.
Oh.
And if I'm not mistaken, they're probably going into Californication. And listen, this is going to be a wild guess, but is this live at Slane Castle?
That is it. Oh.
You do not know how many times I have watched this concert. You have no idea. I even own it on DVD.
But that's like a good intro.
Man. The best duo. The best duo there is. Them two.
Come on, Ramzi.
Man.
Yeah. I mean, for me, what does live performance mean to you? Because you have like you said, you want to impact people with your music. When you see like stuff like that, and you what does it mean to you to live perform?
Man, so when I see guys like this, first of all, it's that connection that they have, right? They understand each other on a different dimension that you and I could understand each other, right? They understand each other musically, kind of telepathically, and they just
it's like they're in a realm.
Yeah, they just like look at each other and they know exactly what to play, kind of to what rhythm, how to complement each other.
Have you experienced something like that?
With my band. With my band, and like this is, again, I'm talking when we were 14 years old to maybe like 18 years old, yes. And sadly, it's been very, very difficult for me to find another group of people who I can play and connect with like I did with those three boys.
So after this band, you haven't really...
you've been in another band?
Yeah?
No, not really. Have
you been asked?
I've performed, but like never a constant band.
Okay.
More kind of like a session musician for that particular.
Yeah, the UAE is filled with musicians, obviously, and there's always like people playing with each other and stuff like that. So that brings me to this question. I want you to be as very honest as possible.
Okay.
So you've been in the UAE music community, because I don't call it a scene yet. It's more like a community, and it's growing. Hopefully, it'll be a scene or be an industry.
Inshallah.
What do you think about it, Ramzinho? Like from your standpoint, point, because a lot of people say, Has, you always ask this question, and to somebody like, who hasn't dropped a record yet, but you have performed in and around in the UAE. You know the musicians right here that do this kind of music. So, what are your thoughts about it from your standpoint?
So I'll tell you, it's grown and developed a lot.
Yeah.
From, let's say, when I used to play with my band back in 2005, 2006 to what it is now.
Of course.
Right? It's grown so much great talent, so many more opportunities and venues to play. There's always going to be a but. And that but is, right now, you go out, chances are you're going to see a live musician.
Yes.
But the place you're going to, did you really go there for the live music? No.
That's my point.
Right? So...
Okay, so that's a great point that you touched on. Whose fault is it? Is it the venues? Is it the artists that are saying yes to all these, come and do covers? I've heard from many people, Ramzinho, saying that, we're forced to play covers because that's what pays the bill. Does that really hurt the artist? Does that hurt the music? All these questions.
It hurts only because that is the only current option. If you had two options, and that other option being, go to Europe, go to the US, even go to Lebanon, not that far away. There are venues that are just music venues, and the people who go there are going to discover new music or listen to, a local musician that they are a fan of. They're going there for the music.
I love that.
And so...
I love that you said that. And so just to confirm, a place like that doesn't exist in the UAE?
No, I wouldn't say it does.
And you know a lot of venues, obviously.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it does. What does exist is little movements that will rent out a venue and host a night specifically for the music.
Okay.
But in terms of just music venue, I wouldn't say there is one.
See, this is why I love talking to musicians. Like, he's tapping into something very important right now. Okay, so let's say you have the decision and the ability to change that. What would you do? Like what? Launch a space?
Multiple spaces.
Multiple spaces.
Multiple spaces, and it can't just be me alone. It needs to be many people, right? You need to kind of really create a culture of that.
Don't you think though some people, like, I know that some people have launched open mics here and there, but, and they trying their best in a way.
And listen, that's perfect and that's great. And, there's been Go Play the World with their open mics.
Yeah.
I know Jay Abo is hosting a really great one right now at the Paramount. And there have been like many other people who have hosted open mics. And open mics are great, but they are open mics. They are not a music venue.
Okay.
Right? You want a place that's known when you're going there. There's going to be an original act playing his own music. And, might be 2-3 people on the bill that night. And this is what we're going for. And anything that's provided in that venue is, just a bonus.
Oh, wow.
Whether it's food, drinks, whatever, it's a bonus.
I love that you said that. I had a conversation with Abri. I'm sure you're familiar with Abri.
Yes,
one of our legends right here.
Yeah.
And we were saying, we were talking about the music community and how, obviously, we're talking from a fan perspective. He's like, man, sometimes you play and, someone is eating their burger or talking and you just want them to shut up and listen. And like, why don't we come up with a place that you're not allowed to speak inside? You only listen to the actual music. Would you like something like that?
I would love something like that, and that's how it is in those venues I'm referring to abroad, right? You go there, you make one sound, everyone else in the room is just going to look at you, give you a dirty eye, or try to shush you, right?
You know what's interesting about what you just said as well? Do you think, because the UAE is also a melting pot, and this is why it's facing a lot of difficulty in finding its sound as well, like as a vibe, I feel. There's 190 plus nationalities in this beautiful country. So a lot of people call this place home.
Yeah.
It's not like, for example, I don't know, Spain or France, or there's a lot of people from that, country. Do you think that plays a role in it? Because a lot of people like different kind of music. South Africa would like South Australia, England, and then you have the Arab diaspora. It's a lot.
It's a lot, but you know what? We all listen to the same radio channels.
Music. Okay.
So we all listen to the same music, and we all kind of seem to like the same music. So I don't think that plays a part. It's usually,
culture.
Yeah, culture, and people when they go out, usually on the weekends, they go out with intent, and that intent is not, let me find a great live musician.
Oof.
And I think also what would really help is, normalizing busking.
Yeah.
And, not getting in trouble for it.
Yeah. I know some people try to, like there was a couple of times busking on the metro, but you need to permit for that. I really like that you said that. Everything that you said, I think it's interesting. These are like some pointers that maybe someone can take. But I agree with you 100%. It is a cultural thing. I think if we ask the listeners and everybody tuning in what intent you go out and do you listen to the live music that's playing, majority of them will be like, it's just background sound.
Sadly for us, right? Yeah, you ask them, why are you going out? Well, it's brunch. No, there just happens to be a musician on the side, but see, I'm going out for brunch.
Because I work in radio, I connect with the artist and I see it. Absolutely. But I think everybody else, you're right. Brunch.
Yeah. Brunch, ladies' night. There's some sort of occasion every single day.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, look, listen. If that kind of provoked your thought, we meant for that to provoke your thought. Definitely SMS us 4215 and definitely get in the conversation. But it's an interesting way, obviously, of looking at things. Ramzinho, I'm going to put you on the spot again. You have another chance of playing a record right now. Okay, it doesn't matter, locally, regionally, internationally, whatever it is that you feel like. What would you choose? These questions.
These questions, man.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
Play Change Tomorrow by Jay.
Oh, I was gonna hope he said that. I wanted him, Jay, to say that, so he did. It's one of my favorite records.
One of my favorite too.
I like it.
One of my favorite too. I remember being there when he just had one verse and it was just on the piano. I'm like, Jay, this is a favorite one of yours.
Agree.
Yeah.
I like that record.
But then again,
and then
every single time,
every
single time he has
ADD.
a new song, I'm like, that's my favorite one.
Yeah.
That's my favorite one. But Change Tomorrow, the way it started, and
Facts.
this was like a few years ago, is just
I
beautiful.
love it. I truly love it. By the way, we play this record on rotation. Hopefully, when you release your record, we'll also be like on rotation.
Yeah, a few weeks from now, inshallah.
Change Tomorrow, J Abu. Keep it low. We're going to be right back with our final, obviously, segment with Ramzinho. Do not go anywhere.
Catch a vibe with Big S, only on Pulse. Pulse 95.
Pulse 95 Radio, ladies and gentlemen. If you're listening to us, obviously, on 95 FM or the Sharjah Broadcast Authority or pulse95radio.com. Obviously, Catch a Vibe airs every Saturday and Sunday from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. I am with singer-songwriter Ramzinho, who's throughout this chat. Really, I'm so impressed with how he's thinking, but the only thing that kind of keeps me from kind of diving deep is obviously is not releasing his own original music yet. So let's address this. Obviously, you're working on releasing something in, let's say, in a month or so, or 6 weeks. I want to know from you, why did you choose that specific record? And this is the big question: do you have a plan, a roll up? What do you call it? Like
rollout plan?
Rollout plan.
There is a rollout plan.
Okay.
I need to start putting the work towards that plan.
Okay.
It's also something I'm kind of dreading, because put me on stage in front of many people and that's completely fine, but ask me to take my phone and start just like speaking to my phone and post that online, that scares me.
Wow.
That scares me. Yeah, I feel very uncomfortable doing that. So
Yeah, but okay. Let's challenge that a little bit. You don't have to actually speak, like do a video saying you dropped a new record. You can just drop a new record, type in that you dropped a new record. I know everything is visual right now, but at the end of the day, you got followers, right?
Yeah.
Even followers that are growing up every day, and they want to hear from you. So I get it, Look, there's no easy way to say this. What I'm trying to say is you got to dive in.
Yeah, I got to dive in. And, the dive is happening in the coming days. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you tell us anything about this record that you're dropping? Or
Yeah, so it's called Give Me a Break.
Give Me a Break.
I think the title is self-explanatory, and I think it's a song that everyone will relate to, because I think we all need a break. Whether it's not now, then we've definitely needed a break in the past.
Facts.
And you know what?
And it's okay to take a break.
It's okay to take a break. And if you're lucky enough to have never felt that feeling, good luck to you, because you're going to feel it soon.
Wow. Do you address all these things in the record?
From a personal perspective, yeah. So I wrote this song like in the midst of COVID. I think that's the one time everyone in the world kind of felt the same. I wouldn't say the song is necessarily about COVID, but again, it was just where I was at that point in time. And yeah, I really needed a break. And it was a break. It's not just a break from work or a break from certain things. It's a break in general. Like, I needed life to give me a break, because life had just been
bombarding
too many things.
Life is doing life things.
Yeah, life is doing life things, and it was being pretty mean.
I hear you.
It was being pretty mean.
So I'm gonna go south a little bit. When you're performing and you're getting into the music thing, what does the family think about all this?
At first,
knowing obviously as an Arab family, there's always the
listen.
Hey.
At first, as a teenager, it's you can do this for fun, but like you're going to university and like
that convo.
Yeah.
I think seriously that happened to every single musician, especially in the region.
Yeah, especially in the region. Yeah, there's like no avoiding it. We all have that same backstory. I moved back from Italy and I started going to the open mics, and it was like, are you really gonna like go Ishar during the weekday and come back and sleep late for work and wake up tomorrow tired? I'm like, guys, like, work is work. That's something you guys care about. This is something I care about, and this is my real work. So yeah, if I have to do it late at night and suffer the next day, I will.
Wow.
slowly after that, I started playing professionally and getting paid for playing.
This is where they changed, I guess, or not yet.
Not immediately.
Oof.
But there is a one point, 2018, 2019, the family moved back to Lebanon.
Okay.
You know, they went through a very hard time. And all of a sudden, this money I was making from music was not just helping me, but it was helping them.
Oh, man,
and it was helping them, like, you know, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. So at that point...
So kind of that you proved your point.
They're like, you know what? He can do this. And what's really nice is that they ask about it now. You know, when I got... so I recently tore a ligament in my thumb. I haven't been able to perform for the past 8 months.
Oh, man.
They were so concerned about it. And, you know, they've shown a lot of care and interest for my music. Even this song that I just played earlier. And this is the nicest thing. This was this summer. And it's not something my parents have ever asked of me. But, you know, I was speaking to my mom. We were in the car and I was telling her, yeah, I wrote this new song and everything. She's like, can I listen to it?
Oh, wow. That must be...
Like, you know, they know I have many songs, or they know that, you know, I play and I have like this whole repertoire. Not once have they asked, you know, for me to play or come watch me play or whatever. Just the fact that she's like, but samani yeha? I'm like, yeah. And like, I played it for her in the car and she was like silent throughout, not a single emotion on her face. And then the song ends and she turns to me, she's like, it's really nice. And man, that to me...
That to you was like...
It was like...
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Respect. No, thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah, and like also my dad, you know, like, bless him now. He's never been one for music, but since they moved to Lebanon, he's been listening to a lot of music, and he kind of has this one YouTube playlist with all his favorite songs, you know, from like his childhood and whatever. And there are a few of my own YouTube videos that are just added on this playlist, and he's like playing them on repeat. So, you know, like I would visit Lebanon once or twice a year, and whenever I'd be home, you know, by coincidence, one of those videos would be playing. I'm like, that's nice.
Yo,
that's nice. That's really cute. I like it. They won't say anything to me about it, but
man, yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that. And as we are towards the end, a couple of quick questions right here. What would you say, Ramzinho, is like the most challenging thing you've been through in terms of so far from the beginning of your journey till now, and how did you pass through that? Musically would have to be 2 really bad injuries that, you know, stopped me playing music for nearly a year, and just the recovery period of it. So at first, 2015, I broke my wrist in my right hand. How?
Playing football.
Oh, football.
Both sports injuries. I'm very injury prone, by the way.
It's following you everywhere, football.
Yeah, 8 broken bones in as many years.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and that's apart from other
injuries.
You
fly when you play? What I want to play against you.
I don't know, man. But so, yeah.
Okay, Gab. Alf salama.
Thank you.
Your wrist and?
And torn ligament in my thumb, which, still recovering from, but making my return to the stage in a few days. So very excited.
Oof. So, wow. Okay, so you're looking forward to your next, obviously, releases. Are you playing anywhere consistent right now? If anyone is listening to us, do you have a residency somewhere that can, somewhere people can go and see you?
Come this Friday, I will start my weekly residency at Stars and Bars in Yas Marina.
Okay.
Which I'm really excited for, because I feel...
You're on at what time?
I'm on 8 p.m. to 11.
Okay.
And for me, I mean, the 2 things I love most are music and sports. For me to play in a sports bar, which has a reputation for good music and a good crowd that's attentive to the music.
Okay.
I could not be happier.
Wow.
And I couldn't have asked for more. So I'm really excited.
We're talking about that, and that's really incredible. I want to say thank you so much for coming through, man, and joining me. It's an honor. I want you to come back to the show again once that record drops. Promise me. And I want you to know that الموسيقى أذواق, and everyone has their own taste in music. I want to know your story. You educate me about a group today, the Parcels, right? More. So they have their own story. Ramzinho, you have your own story. J Abu has his own story. Everyone has their own story. I want you to promise me, I want to know your story, Ramzinho. So the covers are cool, the way you do it is cool, but who's your story? And in order for you to do that, we need to hear your body of work. Absolutely. And the body of work, singles, a single, and a single, and then obviously you have the EP, you have an album, whatever it is. You need to drop these. When I say need to, because I need to hear what Ramzinho is thinking about. You know, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Nirvana, whoever they is cool. You know, but what is Ramzinho thinking about? So, listen, by the end, I want you to tell me something that you would tell anybody that believed in you from day one. What would you tell them? Like people who have been rocking with you from the first day till now. What do you tell them?
Honestly,
that's your camera if you want.
Guys, to all of you who have been following me since the very beginning, I know I say it to you every time I see you, and perhaps you don't believe it, but there's nothing more special to me than you guys having been there from the very beginning, seeing kind of the journey I went on, and some of you embarked on that journey with me, and my favorite gigs are always the ones that I get to play for those people who have been there from the very beginning.
Nice.
That saw Ramzi, then Ramzi and a band, then Ramzi alone, and then Ramzinho, and kind of the different phases and evolutions in music, in songwriting, in performance. It means the world to me. So
wow.
Thank you guys. I love you so much.
What a speech right there. I like that. Man, as like it's incredible. We're definitely going to have you again. But what would you say is your biggest evolution, Ramzinho? Like from ever since you started, what is it?
I think I'm in the midst of it right now.
Okay, so you see, I'm telling you guys, Ramzinho, go check him out and show him love, show him support. Where can people reach you on the gram?
Ramzinho on Instagram. It's RMZNHO. Easy to find.
Very easy to find.
Easy to find.
Definitely click that follow button. Thank you so much, Ramzinho. I wish you all the best, my brother. Coming through right here. We love you guys. We salute you. Want to see you guys hopefully tomorrow with a new talent, and new artist. Ramzinho, blessings and peace. Look forward to playing your records on the radio.
All my love to you. Thank you so much for not what you do just for me, but for all the artists not in the UAE, in the region. You are really kind of the voice we need.
We try
to kind of,
we try.
Put our names out there.
You guys inspire me as well. So thank you. What about we finish with Californication?
Let's go for it. Californication.
Right. We're playing that. Ladies and gentlemen, peace and love. Ramzinho, have a beautiful night.
Habibi, love you so much. Thank you for everything.
Peace and love. We'll see you guys tomorrow on a new episode of Catch a Vibe. Set up.